Whoa, hold up. That says Vault 111. Hurry up, open that up. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. Hey, what's up my fellow Twisters? Welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build series, where we try to create our very own redstone bunker. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded one of these episodes in a while. I have not been feeling well, but I am back, and today we're going to be adding in a fully functional redstone kitchen, as well as a basement area with secret rooms and a ton of other redstone, so definitely stay tuned for that, guys. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started by first building up our kitchen. The first thing I want to do is to add in a cooking station, and I have a tutorial on a separate video if you guys want to go check it out in a more in-depth way. But for now, let's go ahead and just start building it. So the first thing we want to do is place down two furnaces in the ground right over here, place down two hoppers coming out of those furnaces, place down two chests on top of those hoppers to create a double chest, which is going to be our input. We place down two hoppers on top of the furnaces at the front, and then we place down two rails on top of those hoppers, and finally two cauldrons on top of our double chest. And that is pretty much going to be the entire build, now halfway completed, if you guys understand what I mean. But basically what we need to do now is add in the output. This is going to be pretty simple. We just dig out an area in the ground. I already have a predetermined space because I just wanted to speed up the video or whatever. But anyways, guys, once we have this little area dug out, what we need to do is basically destroy the two blocks under the furnace, build up one block to the bottom and one block to the right, and add in a chest right over here. So basically, actually a chest right over here, and place down two hoppers going into that chest. So basically, yeah, two hoppers going into each other, going into this chest coming from that furnace, and hopefully I'm not confusing any of you. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and place down a block right over here, and then place down a redstone torch on the face of that block, and then place down a dropper facing up on top of that redstone torch. Like I mentioned, a more in-depth tutorial will definitely be linked on the screen because this is kind of confusing. But anyways, once you have that first dropper placed down, place down three more on top of that, and that should go ahead and allow us to create an elevator. And once we have this elevator kind of system already laid out, we need to go ahead and place down a chest at the very top. And then finally, we need to come back down here and place our final hopper, which is going to be going into this dropper at the bottom. So to do this, we just shift and right click, and basically the output will come from the furnace going into the chest, then going up our item elevator on top to this output chest over here. So yeah, now what we need to do is basically destroy these blocks right over here, add down a couple, and then grab ourselves a redstone repeater, a redstone comparator, and a bit of redstone dust, as well as a block of our choice. Place down a redstone comparator right over here, going into a block of our choice with a redstone torch on the face of that. Come down over here, place down a redstone repeater with a bit of redstone dust over there. So that's basically how that system looks. And now what we need to do is place down a block on top of this redstone torch, place down a redstone torch over here, a block on top of that redstone torch, a torch right over here, and basically repeat as I am going along until we get to the very top. Once we have that, we grab two more redstone torches, place it right over here and right over there, and that should allow us to create our item elevator. Now when I go ahead and click on the dropper at the bottom and I place down a rail in there, it should get sent all the way to the top to our chest. So there we go, guys. That's basically how that works, and we could go ahead and cover up the area now and try to test this out. Like I said, we're going to grab ourselves some fuel source, which is going to be our coal, and finally we're going to grab ourselves some raw muttons to cook up in our little system over here. So there we go. We're going to pop in that coal into our input chest for our fuel, and finally we could go ahead and just drop down our items into the grill or whatever, and it should cook. Let's break that block, and oh, there we go. So now we come up over here, and as you see, we now have our 5 cooked muttons now in that output chest. Alright, so I went ahead and decorated this wall. As you can see, I added in some indentations as well as paintings to kind of distract anyone that's walking into the room, as well as I added in some upside down staircases and right side up staircases to create a gap in the wall where I could access my chests, as well as flick that lever in the back. That way we don't waste the space that is back there, and we could definitely add in something cool if we like. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is add in a refrigerator. It's a really cool trick I found out. Basically, guys, what you need to do is place down 3 of our snow blocks, which is basically like this one layer thing, and place it down 3 times like so into a hole like that. Then we place down a block on top, place down a rail on top of that with a minecart with a chest, destroy that block, let the minecart fall down, and then place 2 blocks on top of that, and bam! There we go. We can now access that minecart with a chest by clicking on the middle section right over here, and that's going to basically be our hidden refrigerator. So now we place on an iron door like so, place on the lever, flick that lever, and now whenever we want to access our refrigerator, we basically come over here and then right click on the bottom of those blocks. So that's definitely really cool. We could add in a crafting table on this side. Alright, so the final thing we want to do for our kitchen is to add in a carpet right over here. It's a 3x3 area. Once we have that, place down some stone slabs along the wall like so, destroy 2 areas right over here and right over there, place down a cauldron with some water in it and an upside down lever on the wall, come over here, destroy 3 blocks down, place down a chest, a hopper on top of that, as well as another cauldron with some water inside of it and another upside down lever. This is going to be our sink, and this is going to be our garbage disposal. If you go ahead and just drop down some carpets over here, you can see that it just disappears and goes down into the output chest, creating a nice little area to drop your garbage. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be the kitchen. What I want to do now is maybe add a use in for that lever, and to do this I just want to go ahead and maybe add in some ceiling lighting instead of lighting on the wall. That way we have more room to decorate. And to do this, I just want to go ahead and come on over outside, fly up to my roof, and basically place down a bit of redstone dust over here. The lever is already on. As you can see, it's basically going to turn off this redstone torch or whatever, and then invert this torch and then turn on this power block. And then we could go ahead and connect this up into pretty much any system that we like. Like I mentioned, we're going to add in some lights, and it's going to be quite simple. We just come on over back to our kitchen and choose the areas where we want our redstone lamps to be. So I guess right over here, and that should be good. So now we just need to go back outside and place down the redstone on top of those lamps and connect it up to our powered block. So it's going to be quite a bit away, but we could of course add in redstone beneath our slabs, and there we go. That's simple, guys. And now we just need to go ahead and cover up this area back again so it doesn't look too bad. As you can see, yet again, we have our redstone under our slabs, which is just a great use of space. So there we go, guys. That's basically that. Now what we could do is replace the blocks on the wall with our chiseled quartz or whatever. So let's go ahead and do that. And then, as you can see, we have some lighting in the ceiling now. We could come back here and flick that lever to turn it off. And, that's not working. So let's go back up here and see what's wrong with this system. I'm pretty sure it was working before. I think we were missing a torch over here. That's why. I think we need a torch on that block, which is going to invert the entire system. And now when we come back over here, it should turn off the lights. Okay, it's still on. Let's go ahead and flick that lever, and okay, there you go, it works. Alright, so that's basically going to be the lighting for the kitchen. I just wanted to add in something different because I'm really not a fan of the lights on the wall. Also, I wanted to utilize that lever because we took up a lot of space to add that, room in. So as you can see, it's like 3 blocks long, possibly 4 blocks long, considering if you take into account this little section over here as well. But anyways, that's going to be the kitchen completed. We just need to add in a door or whatever, but, in the future, we could do that to add in a piston door. But yeah, let's go ahead and now check out the basement by coming over here and hitting this button over here on the wall. Click on that and then jump down, and in the basement we do have a lot of areas dug out. What I want to do is basically add in a room down here, like a place for survivors to kind of live in, not just me. So what we need to do is basically fill up this area and then make a hallway, and then that hallway is going to lead to an area with emergency rooms. So there is our layer of obsidian that's going to protect our tunnel. Now let's go ahead and fill it up using quartz. So this is the first tunnel finished. It is completely defended by our obsidian. If you guys want to go ahead and help me out and have your creations in the next episode, go down to the comment section down below, comment and tell me what I should add into the different levels of our bunker. What I want to do is have like different tier levels. Like at the lowest tier, we'll have our food as well as our, bedding area, as well as, at the top, we'll have our armory and stuff that's not that important, meaning that we will have like different little areas where if a bomb explodes, we'll have our essentials all the way at the bottom and whatever. So yeah, you guys should definitely tell me if you want me to add in maybe like an ancient library to contain like human records or whatever. That will definitely be something I'll add into the future. But like I mentioned, I did want to add in some bunk beds, and I think that's going to be right up at the first level. It's going to have the minimal amount of protection, but this is just for stragglers that are coming along, and they will have to just deal with it because there's nothing better than my bunker. Okay, so before I do that, I want to go ahead and show you guys the redstone that I added into the bottom of our bunker. This is going to basically be our entire system that was outside. I kind of moved it in here so it's more secure and no one could kind of mess with it or whatever. But yet again, here is our rapid signal or whatever that's basically going to go towards our dispenser. So if you go ahead and follow the blue or cyan line, it's basically gonna, kind of activate this entire system. And then the pink one is going to basically kind of activate these pistons to pull back our grass blocks and expose our dispenser. So that's basically what I did, and yet again I moved it to the bottom of the map, that way it's more secure from anyone trying to raid my building. So the switch I was just talking about is moved to the front of the house. I just come over here, flick that lever, and it turns on our rapid arrow dispense system from the front door, which is really essential because it is, right there for you guys to click as soon as you walk in. As you can see, there is pretty much no arrows left in the system, but I will definitely refill it in the future. Alright guys, so yeah, let's go ahead and add in the bunk beds. I think I'm just going to add it into this wall right over here. I'm going to come back, I'm going to just dig out an area and then figure out how I'm going to make it, and I'll be back and I'll make it and I'll show you guys how I did it. So I cleared out an area for our bunk beds. As you can see, it's kind of small, but I could definitely fit some cool stuff in here. First things first, I'm going to add in a piston door by first placing down 2 sticky pistons right over here, 4 slime blocks on the face of those pistons. Then I want to go ahead and come over here, place down 2 obsidian blocks at the bottom, 2 over here, and then place down a redstone repeater right down there, a bit of redstone here, 2 blocks right over here at the first piston, place down a second repeater, set it to 3 ticks right over there, and finally another bit of redstone dust. Then I could grab myself a lever, place down 4 blocks of my choice right over there, flick that lever, and it should create a really simple piston door. So now we could just block up that redstone or whatever, and bam, there we go guys. And of course this end we could just close it off, we don't really need that, and then add in our own switch. It's going to be pretty simple. We just place down a line of blocks right over here, place down a bit of redstone on top of a block right over there, and then place down a lever on this block, and that should go ahead and allow us to open up that door really simply. Alright, so that's going to be the piston door for our bunker room. Now we just need to go ahead and fill out the floor and fill out the walls and everything, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I filled in the roof, the floor, as well as all of the walls. It's kind of oddly shaped, mainly because of the lack of space due to the redstone, and because of that, yet again, we don't have any area to add padding into the wall, meaning that if we have a nuclear explosion, the people in this bunker or bunk bed area is going to not be that safe compared to the rest of the building. But we do have a layer of obsidian right above us, as well as some of our obsidian in the floor, just in case someone wants to try to break into our base or whatever. But anyways, let's go ahead and now fill out the floor, and then we could work on adding in the lights. I decided to just add it into the corners because we don't have space above our head, of course, because of all of the redstone from the elevator and whatnot. And on this side, we basically come over here, and I have an area dug out right behind the wall. What we need to do is basically fill this in using our redstone lamps. And then on the back of our redstone lamps, you want to go ahead and place down a block with a bit of redstone dust on top of that. We want to place a repeater going into that redstone dust, another block, a bit of redstone dust on top of that, and basically repeat and place down a bit of redstone dust here, a repeater, then place down, I guess I would say a repeater over here, and then another block with a bit of redstone dust on top of that. Now, the reason I'm placing repeaters over here and not redstone dust is because I want this to be like circular, because that's going to allow us to turn on this redstone lamp, and if it's extended like so, it's not going to be able to do that. So yeah, we need to place down a repeater over here, another block, bit of redstone dust on top of that, another repeater, another block, bit of redstone dust, another repeater, another block, and a bit of redstone dust over there. And then we could go ahead and connect this up to the same exact lever that we need to you know, open up the door with. So we just come back over here, destroy this wall, then connect this redstone up. I believe it's going to be right over here. Come on, almost there, and bam, there you go, guys. That just worked out really well. We connected up all the way over here. We add in a redstone repeater right over there, and that should be able to turn on the lights whenever we turn on you know, the doorway or whatever. So there's something blocking the door. I think it's going to be our blocks at the bottom, but if you come back over here and flick that lever, it should go ahead and close that door as well as turn on our lights. And we just need to invert this entire signal because of course we want the lights to turn on when we flick the lever and not off. Okay, so we placed on a block over here with a redstone torch on the face of that, and that should invert the entire signal and create some really awesome lighting. So now we just come back over here and fill in this area with quartz, and then come back on this side, place down some obsidian at the bottom over there, fill in some quartz over there, and now we flick that lever, lights turn off, door closes, flick that lever on, and the lights turn on and the door opens. Now I need to add in a switch into this section of the room, and I think I'll do that offline because that's going to be a pain in the butt considering we barely have space to do anything. Let's go ahead and build our bunk beds. We just place down 4 of them like so, place down our stone slabs at the top section of these blocks. That's going to allow us to place down the second bunk bed, so there we go. Let's go ahead and do that. Destroy these blocks right over here. They should now be floating. Whoops, I kind of destroyed the wall, but yeah, destroy all of those, then build up a bunch of our you know, slabs over here until it touches the roof. And this is going to be the area where we're going to place our ladders. So let's just finish this up. There we go. Place down our ladders on the sides of these blocks right over there. As you can see, we barely have any space, but it's definitely coming together. And there we go. Now we need to go ahead and place down our paintings on top of our redstone lamps and try to get one painting. There we go. And that should be just fine. So that is definitely turning out quite well. Alright, so as you can see, there's a few repetitions with the paintings, but it really doesn't matter. You guys can choose whichever ones you want. And finally, what you could do is add in stone slabs right beneath the paintings, and you could add in stuff onto this countertop. So basically add in a flower pot with maybe a poppy in it. That could be like the last poppy in the freaking universe. And then we can also add it into every single section of the area and definitely utilize as much space as we can. We could also kind of clear our inventory over here and grab ourselves some skulls and creeper heads and stuff like that to you know, keep a souvenir. So there's a creeper head and there is a skeleton head, and that will be really creepy to sleep next to. And I could also maybe use some player heads to add in alarm clocks or whatever, but I don't know any of them. But if you guys do, definitely tell me in the comment section down below. So anyways, guys, I think that wraps up today's episode of our Let's Build series. If you enjoyed it, please take 1 second to smack the like button, leave a comment down below, suggest your own ideas that you want to see me add into this build, as well as don't forget to subscribe to see all of my latest videos when I post them. And yeah, anyways, guys, this was Twist, and I'll see you later.